ביאור משנה ה' אף על פי שאמרו במשנה ג' even though we said in the third Mishnah אין ממשכנים נשים ועבדים וקטנים you don't go into the property and take the property of women and slaves and small children from the reasons that we brought over there because it's not in the verse אם שקלו מקבלים מידם if they gave we received from their hands ובתנאי but we gave them a condition we say hey this is not you don't have part in the sacrifice you don't you're giving it to the congregation to buy it like the Kohanim that's right שימסרו את השקלים לציבור במתנה גמורה in other words you're giving it to the congregation as a, to do with it, the congregation can do with it whatever you want and you want the congregation to do with it that okay כדי שלא יהיה קורבן ציבור קרב משל יחיד so that the sacrifice of the congregation is not going to be joined with an individual בירושלמי אמרו, in ירושלמי this says, שקטנים שהביאו שתי שערות, אף תובעים מהם לשקול. It says, even if a small child, when he becomes an adult, even before the age of 13, you can already demand, even before 13, that he pays, because he's an adult. I don't know, go work. By the way,
it's a lot of money, no?
Yeah, but you have to remember what time do you think people started working at that time?
Oh.
It's not today. There's no school. Yeah, a 6-year-old, 5-year-old, you're already a shepherd. Yeah, it's not like you're already a man. You were married at 13. You had 2 children, maybe. No, not exactly, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. What about a non-Jew who wants to participate? So, by the way, a non-Jew can give to the temple whatever. We accept sacrifices from non-Jew. We accept money from non-Jews. Not for everything, but we're going to see now. What if a non-Jew wanted to give for this specific cause? הנוכרי והכותי ששקלו, the Nochri and the Kuti, a non-Jew. Kuti is the Kuti marination, if you remember, that they converted because of the lions used to kill them. Do you remember? And out of fear, they converted to Judaism, but they weren't accepted as Jews because they weren't really into Judaism. They were just scared that God is going to punish them. That's why it was one of the... So they didn't really convert. So they were considered to be just like a non-Jew. So the non-Jews and the Kuti sheshaklu that they gave, en mekablim miyadam. You don't receive from them at all. He says, why? Other sacrifices you do take from them. Why this not specific sacrifice? So כבר ביארנו במקומות אחדים, he already explains in a few places, שהכותים מן הגויים שהביא מלך אשור מקוטה. The Kutim is the nation that the king of Ashur brought from a place called Kuta. ומשאר ארצות, in other places, והושיבם בשומרון, he placed them in the Shomron, ונתגיירו, and they converted, מאימת האריות. Why did they convert it? Because they were afraid of the lions. The lions used to take havoc in them. שהיו טורפים רבים מהם כמסופר בספר מלכים. That they used to eat many of them. Now, they were not called Canaanites. The Kutim were not Canaanites. They used to do what they did to the Jews. You know how the Jews were sent into exile? It wasn't something that was only done to the Jews. It was done to every nation. Every empire that came in and conquered Israel. Yeah, the Egyptians of today, none of them are Egyptians. All the Egyptians were kicked out of Egypt. This is not the original Egyptians. Yeah, so this is what they do. It was a tactic. So they brought people from other place and put them in the Shomron.
People wouldn't have power.
Yeah.
To send them away.
Okay. ולדעת התנא של משנתנו, הכותי דינו כנוכרי. According to the Tana of our Mishnah, although we said there was a debate, you remember there was a debate, after a time they decided that they're not, but there was a time that they were. But the Tana of our Mishnah, even before they decided that they're not, he decided that they're not. He never accepted them. Okay? ואין מקבלים מידם, and therefore you do not, since they're not Jews, you do not receive from them קיני זבים וקיני זבות, things that have to do with a zav and a zava, because only Jews can be impure, and they're not impure, they're not Jews. וקיני יולדות, and also ladies, women who are Jews that gave birth have to give a special sacrifice. Since they were not Jews, we don't accept from them. שני טורים או שני בני יונה, like we learned that you give two doves, שמביאים הזבים והזבות לאחר שטהרו to become pure. And since they don't become pure or impure, they never can become impure, because they're not Jews, a Jew cannot become impure. וכן היולדות. And also, וחטאות והאשמות, and sin offering. So he says, I want to bring a sin offering. I was Michal Shabbos. He says, what do you mean Michal? You're not supposed to keep Shabbos. So there's no sin over here. Yeah? And so on and so forth. בירושלמי מבואר שמדובר כאן בקוטים בלבד, לפי שאין זבים וזבות בנוכרים. Because there's no זבים and זבות at all בנוכרים. אבל, but, what do we do except from them? נדרים ונדבות מקבלים מידם. If they want to give a charity, say, hey, take this sheep and bring it to your God. Yeah, we take it. Take this bull. Or I donate a bull. Whichever bull you have in the herd, take the best one and donate it to the God. That we donate to your God. That we received from their hands. ויש שאין גורסים תיבת אבל, there are those who don't say but, ומושכים את התיבות וחטאות והאשמות למטה, כלומר, and they take the words and a sin offering and a sham offering to here. It says, this is what it says. וחטאות והאשמות ונדרים ונדבות מקבלים מהם. Do you receive from them sin offering? So he says, what sin offering you can receive from them? Because even a non-Jew can have a sin. Nothing to do with Zeu, but any sin that he does, whatever he does. כך נראית גרסת הרמב"ם. This is what the Rambam says. שכן כותבו, because the Rambam writes, שמקבלים מקוטים חטאות והאשמות. From kutim, you do receive חטאות והאשמות. And again, it looks like the kutim is an in-between state. Sometimes it's considered to be kind of Jewish, sometimes not kind of Jewish. שואיל והם מתכוונים לכפרה, it says, because since you can see that the guy, he wants to do something about his life, so it says maybe he wants to do tshuva and be a proper Jew, even though that right now he didn't do it for the right reasons, but maybe he does want to. אולי ישובו בתשובה, maybe they will do tshuva. ברם מן המוכרים אין מקבלים אלא נדרים ונדבות בלבד. From the Nochri, for sure Jew, you don't receive only charity. That's with him. But not sin offerings. זה הכלל. So this is the rules. כל שנידר ונידב, anything that is a neder or נדבה, and what's the difference? כגון הנודר ואומר הרי עלי עולה, the difference is, in neder it says, I'm responsible to bring a bull, and then you take a bull, and you go up to the temple with your bull, and the bull dies on the way, you still have to bring a bull. Because you didn't say, I'm responsible for this bull. You say, I'm responsible to bring a bull. So until you bring a bull, the responsibility is on you. That's the difference. But if you say, this bull is going to go to the temple, and then this bull dies on the way, that's it. The bull dies. There's nothing you can do. Yeah. So this is the difference between a neder and a dava. Neder, the responsibility is on you. Nedava is the responsibility on the animal. So it says, these two, neder and nedava, mekablim miyadam. We take it from their hands. Sheneemar, because what does it say? It says in Vaikra, ish mi beit Israel. It says, man from the house of Israel, umin hager b'Israel, and from the convert amongst the Jews, asher yakriv korbano, that is going to bring his sacrifice, lechol nidrehem velechol nidvotam, for all their neder and their all nedava. ודרשו איש, and why did they say the man איש twice? לרבות את הנוכרים, to bring in the non-Jews, שנודרים נדרים ונדבות כישראל, because also the non-Jews can bring charity. But כל שאין נידר ונידב, anything that is not a neder or nedava, which means a congregational pool, has to come from Jews. We don't take from non-Jews that at all. למזבח, אף שהוא נידר ונידב לבדק הבית, even if you gave it to the temple itself, אין מקבלים מידם. You don't receive from their hands. In other words, let's explain this. We don't want non-Jews to have any part of the temple. They're only allowed to have part of the service, not part of the temple. We don't want to say that a non-Jew has any part, even a penny, in the temple itself. So therefore, everything that has to do with the temple itself, the building of the temple, that has to come from Jews. Yeah? We don't. If you want to, after we have the temple running, right? The temple is running, then you want to give charity, you can give charity. But let's...
They can't even give to Korbanot Tzibur, גם לא.
Of course not. Of course, that's the Jewish nation. That's part of the temple.
Right.
It's considered to be part of the temple. אין מקבלים, שלא יהיה להם חלק בקורבנות ציבור. So that we don't want them to have part in this sacrificial, congregational קורבנות. וכן הוא מפורש על ידי עזרא, בספר עזרא. And this is what the book of Ezra says. The Ezra says because when they were building the temple, the non-Jews also wanted to contribute to the building of the temple, to the building itself, to the שנאמר, לא לכם ולנו לבנות את בית אלוקינו. It says, not to you and to us to build the house of God. כשרצו הכותים לקחת חבל בבניין המקדש, I think it's חלק. When the Kutim wanted to also participate in the building of the temple, ואמרו לישראל, and they said to the Jewish people, נבנה עמכם, כי ככם נדרוש אלוקיכם. It says, we want to build with you, because we want also to have part of the temple to pray in. השיבו להם זרובבל וישו, they answered them, לא לכם ולנו לבנות בית אלוקינו. We don't going to share in the building of the temple together. וכן נאמר בספר נחמיה, and also it says in the book of נחמיה, ולכם אין חלק וצדקה וזיכרון בירושלים. You should not have any remembrance of Yerushalayim at all. You're not allowed to own any part of Yerushalayim. All Yerushalayim is only ours. In other words, you can participate afterwards. After it's ours, you can participate. But we don't want anybody who's non-Jew to say, I have a part of it. ומכאן, and from here we learn, שאין מקבלים מהם דבר שיש בו משום השתתפות עם הציבור. From here we learn that we don't accept from them anything that it can be construed like you are sharing something with the Jewish nation. In other words, anything that you share something with the Jewish nation, you can't. You can bring your own sacrifices as much as you want, but it's not a shared. You don't get any share in any sacrifice with any Jewish nation. Not in the building, not in the sacrifices, not in nothing. But you can bring your own sacrifices whenever you want.
Can he donate 1,000 sheep to Beit HaMikdash?
No problem.
That's no problem. But if you say, I want to donate $1,000 to fix the ceiling over there.
I think there's a way.
I will say to him, no.
No,
Because this donation for the sheep, it's a donation, but it's not. He's not part of the Jewish name. But he just gave it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you don't want them to have part of the building itself, of the thing itself.
Afילו לא maintenance.
I don't think so. It's a good question. I'm not 100% sure, but theoretically, no. Yeah.
No.
Theoretically, it looks like no. You don't give them part in the building at all. Or maybe you can say, I'm just thinking, it's almost like a shul. You know, if a shul has 5 rooms, so they cannot dedicate a room, but they're allowed to pay for the electricity, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Out loud today, if you build a shul.
Yeah.
By him going and say, I want to donate for him to build the shul.
Yeah, shul is not Beit HaMikdash, it's something else. That's a for sure. There's not a point. You can take all the money from non-Jews. Yeah. And by the way, second temple, I don't think that was the rule. I think the Koresh built it.
Koresh built it.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't. Yeah. No. This is second.
Oh, this is second.
Yeah. This is the Mishnah. Mishnah is after destruction. I don't know. We have. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure. Maybe there's ways to do it. That's why I said I'm not sure how. Yeah, that's okay. That you can pay from Bedek Habayit of Jews. The money that you paid. That's fine. Who paid for the Poalim? The Jews did. That's fine. That's not a problem. Yeah. The question is who's the cash that paid for it? Was it non-Jewish or Jewish? Maybe it can be both. I don't know. But interesting.